Oh. I have a message for President Snow. If we burn, then you burn too. This is SCL0320, back at it again for a brand new movie review. I had the luxury of watching such an epic movie on Thursday, believe it or not. I should have done this review a long time ago, but the movie resonated with me. It hit me so hard that I needed a couple of days to really kind of grasp and deal with it, you know. But the movie that I watched was The Hunger Games: MockingJay, Part 1. So I'm going to read a brief synopsis for you. When Katniss destroys the games, she got to District 13 after District 12 was epically destroyed. She meets President Coin, who convinces her to be a symbol of the rebellion while trying to save Peeta from Capito. So this movie, on so many different levels, psychologically, it was very hard and very moving to watch. Before I even go into the details of everything, the acting on this was probably the best out of the whole entire series. Without saying too much, the action in this was not as heavy as the rest of them, but the set pieces, when they happened, they were some of the most significant scenes that you could see. So let's just go into the visuals for now. So the visuals for this one were amazing. They were a lot of immaculate set pieces taken in different spots. You got to see the details of District 13, which everybody thought District 13 was destroyed. There's such an underground bunker where President Coin has established everything with Celia Simmerhoff's character. It's just an interesting look and a visual. Like when I went to the Regal RPS, because the movie unfortunately wasn't in IMAX, but looking at it in that such a grand scale, I was like almost feeling claustrophobic. There were certain scenes where District 13 was getting attacked, and they were underneath like a bunker, and like I felt a real urgency of anxiety. Because I was like feeling claustrophobic. I was like, these people go the staircase, it goes all the way down, and it literally looked like they built that. It wasn't like CG'd in. And so when they got all the way underground, I was like, man, the lights were turning on. I was feeling claustrophobic. And so that's really good cinematography. There were other scenes that, like when Katniss is dealing with the emotional side of what she was dealing with, especially in the beginning of the episode, it kind of switched me around because it took place kind of like in a hospital, and I didn't know what was going on. Like it psychologically was kind of like playing with my mind, and the way that they captured it, the low lighting, I mean, it was just really well done. Even the action sequences that I did see, when they had went to, I think, the District 8, when something was going down, which you can see in the movie trailer, like that was one of the major action sequences that really kind of happened. Other stuff as far as the CG is concerned, there was one damn scene where it was like, it was really heavy on the CG, but when it happens, that was one of the better CG scenes they've done. I think they did a good job with it in the Catching Fire. When they went to the whatchamacallit that Phyllis Seymour Hoffman made, and it started rotating. But this one, it was just really, it was really hard to watch, because you're actually in this one watching not just kids kill each other. And that's the thing. I think that the original story and the premise itself, it desensitized us to the fact that these are kids killing each other. You know, I think by the second movie, you're kind of like, wow, okay, I'm used to this. But now it's put right in your face that these are real people that are getting killed. Like, it's not just the kids. I mean, that's bad enough, but you don't think about that. But in this one, it's put right in front of you. Like, this is everything that's transpired, and then more people are dying because of it. So it's just really hard to really kind of watch. There is one scene that visually, like towards the very end, which I'll go into detail about. It encompasses Jennifer Lawrence's character and Josh Hutchins' character. In that scene, I think I almost had to cover my eyes because it was so well done. Yeah, it blew my mind, quite honestly. So as far as the visuals, I would have to get a 9 out of 10. I mean, they didn't do anything wrong. I'd love to have seen more action, but it didn't need it for this kind of movie. So as far as the music and the soundtrack, with this one, it was done perfectly because they didn't pay too much attention to keeping like heavy music and all these different kind of songs embedded into it, because this one's the saddest one out of all of them so far. But at the same time, it's the one that has the most impact, you know. You're not in the games anymore. Like, this is war. And so there are casualties of war. I can't talk about it enough. Like, there was also one scene that happened, and when the music just stopped, I think it was when Katniss had to go back to District 12 and watch and look and see. You see mountains of like dead bodies. It's just, it's hard to watch. It's visually amazing and immaculate to see, but it's really hard to watch. And this segues into the acting. So in this one, everybody was on their game. I mean, I think that everybody was back with the exception of Lenny Kravitz's character, Sinin. Let me see, hold on. I'm trying to think who else was added to this. But no, you know what? I'm not even gonna go and look up everybody. I'm gonna say this. Jennifer Lawrence in this one, I mean, if any of y'all saw the end of Catching Fire and you saw like, and I think I talked about this in my review, I looked and her look showed her psychological imbalance take place before our eyes. It was dread, it was concern, and then it was fury. And like, you saw that, you know? In this one, you see like the psychological imbalances that she's had because of President Snow, because of her district being taken over, and Jennifer Lawrence just nails it. I mean, this girl can act her butt off. In this one, it's like, it was too much. It was too much for me. It was so heavy for me to watch because I felt everything that she felt through her performance. Other catches would be, I mean, Liam Hemsworth as Gale did he did a better job in this one. I thought this is probably his best one as far as acting. As far as the action sequences, he was able to do a lot more. It was just really well done. Woody Harrelson, he did an amazing job. He did a really good job. Let me see. But I think, honestly, the people that stood out, I don't know. Well, see, this is the thing. President Coin, who's played by Julianne Moore, she came across as an antagonist and a protagonist at the same time. I didn't trust her. And I still really don't trust her in this series. And even Philip Seymour Hoffman that plays Plutarch, I think that's his name, Plutarch. He's pushing Katniss into being the thing that we all know her to be, which is a symbol. But stability-wise, I don't think that she can take much more. And by the end of this movie, you'll see exactly why I'm saying that. But as far as their performance are concerned, they play them to a T. I mean, it's no taking me out of the sequence to thinking like these people are not these characters. They play it so well that they kind of get lost into the roles. But by far, Donald Sutherland and Josh Hutcherson. Donald Sutherland, first of all, I've been afraid of him since Backdraft. You know what I'm saying? I've been afraid of him since then. This man is one of the most evil characters brought on film. He's an underrated character because the character, he's just so clean and smooth. But he's pure evil. And the things that he does, he's so unconsciously is nonchalant about him. It's wild, y'all. It really is wild. But by far, Josh Hutcherson in this one, he's not in it as much as the rest of the movies he's been in, but the scenes that he are in are Oscar worthy. Oscar worthy. Like by the end of the movie, I'm still having visuals. I'm still disturbed by some of the things that I saw. Man, you know what? Matter of fact, I need to take a small break. Just thinking about it's just some of the things that happens to Peeta in this one. It's mind blowing. And the performance of Jennifer Lawrence is on top of his, and how they ping off of each other. And I mean, honestly, Josh Hutcherson, I've looked at him since The Bridge of Terabithia. The Bridge of Terabithia, I think he was like 10 or 12. That was one of the first movies I've ever cried in. And he moved me. And this one, what, 10 years later? Like, he's psychologically, like, I literally came out of the movie kind of like, and I had to recover. That was part of the reason why I had to recover, just from their performances alone, the weight of this movie. And so that I give it 10 out of 10, just the acting is concerned. Going into the story was half done because of the fact that this is only part 1, but the things that happen in this, it's, I think, more so psychological warfare mixed on top of death and carnage and so many things that just happen. I don't even want to spoil the story for this one, but all I can say is I am in high anticipation for the new one. I'm not even going to talk about the story. The story I give an 8 out of 10 just because I think that a lot of people said that the book had a lot of inconsistencies of what could happen or what should happen or details of what was going on, and I kind of felt that way. It was kind of disjointed, especially from the beginning to the end. But the build-up and the progression of the character development was done so well by the director that it kept me in. And I mean, I have to give the movie no lower than a 9 out of 10 just because of how well the acting was, how well the visuals on a psychological level of showing war and just like people trying to survive, you know. It's just done so well. This movie is probably one of the best movies of the year, not because it's one of the most high budgeted franchises, not because it's got such action and stuff in it. This movie for me is one of the best of the year because it's stuck with me since I came out of the theater. I'm still dealing with all the things that happen and how they psychologically moved me. Like, I was moved by Josh Hutcherson's character. I was moved by Jennifer Lawrence's character. I was disturbed by Donald Sutherland's character. I mean, so many different people. Even Elizabeth Banks, I think that's her name. She did an amazing job in this one. I mean, she wasn't even into that much. Everybody had a dab in this one, but it was just like, so definitely go and check out Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. I'm going to get me some breakfast because I am famished and tired, but I want to definitely get this out to y'all as soon as possible. So if you like this review, please leave your comments below. If you liked it, please leave a like. Definitely subscribe. Got a lot more things to come. May do a spoiler-filled review of this with Joe because he wanted to do a review with it. But yeah, stay tuned for that. Later, everybody. SEL0320 signing out. Good day, good evening, good night. Later. Woo!